Hey folks, good evening. I thought we would just kind of chew through some headlines out of Clown World today because it's Clown World, and what else do we have to do? Ugh. Right off the bat, oh, excuse me, I got gas. I know you're all going to be shocked and amazed, but the Tangerine Tyrant, the the orangutan oligarch, whatever the hell else they want to call Orange Man Bad, came out. He had the nerve to say, literally, that the numbers from the CDC were incorrect, and when they were figured correctly for actual COVID 19 deaths, 6%. So out of the 180,000 listed confirmed COVID deaths, 9,000 and change actually died of COVID without extenuating circumstances from comorbidities like being grossly obese, having diabetes, having pulmonary and cardiac issues. So, 9,000 people out of 300 and, was it 335, 350? Let's just say 350. So 9,000 out of 350 million. I believe the correct term for a number that small is statistically insignificant. I mean, there is a 0 point, lots of zeros before you get to another number on that one. But the news says Trump lied because they didn't like the way he said it. His semantics were wrong, and so he lied. They didn't say the numbers were wrong. They just say the way he said the information was fake news, which is, well, that's CNN's forte. If anybody should know what fake news is, it'll be the Clown News Network. No? So, what else do we have going on? 4 young leftists sentenced in court after hurling chlorine bomb at police officer, nearly killing him, and detonating 7 other bombs. Now, at what point is this not domestic terrorism? A bomb from some stupid kid playing in a fucking dirt lot. These are not little kids. These are dedicated operatives. 4 young, violent leftists were sentenced last week on charges that they created a road hazard as a stationary target. Now, if we were in the Middle East shithole, the sandbox, these would be known as IEDs. Then the young leftists hurled a chlorine bomb at a police officer when he stopped to clear the road. The fucking nerve of him stopping them from blowing someone up. The worst part of this is they got fucking off with virtually nothing. I think they got 2 years and 4 months probation. Where the hell is it? Anyway, my buddy had sent me over this article. This one doesn't fucking tell. Oh, here it is. The young leftists were sentenced last week to 60 days in prison and 2 years probation. The injured officer still has trouble breathing. You realize that if you were in an active war situation and you dropped a chlorine bomb on the enemy who's shooting at you, that's a violation of the Geneva Convention. That's an actual war crime. I look at this shit and I'm just like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Ridiculous. What are we gonna do, folks? You know, I just did a video for a fella over on Gab. Nice guy. And I was talking about the pussification of this generation. But there's always outliers. And these are the type of people that fall into cults. They're just swinging around in the breeze. They got nothing going on. They're looking for some kind of structure in their life. And they wind up, I don't know, are these guys Marxists or Antifa? It doesn't say. What they are is dumb as fuck, though. Revolt. Oregon sheriffs defy order by liberal governor to send deputies to Portland to be attacked by protesters and harassed by the courts. I believe that's what's known as the big blue fuck you. Can't say as I blame them. Yeah, I need you to go in there and be meat targets for the fucking meatheads. No, but thank you. Leo Terrell, Trump is going to get the highest number of the black vote ever in modern history. I really, honestly think he's correct, because Joe Biden is just fucking frightening to anybody with an IQ above room temperature. Even if he promised free shit to every fucking hood rat on the planet, they're not going to believe him anyway because his dementia's so bad. Joe claims he's not banning fraction, even though there's a lot of videos of Joe saying he wants to ban fraction and shut down fossil fuel production. Because Joe's a new green moron. The United States is the only country among developed nations keeping children home from school. You know, I don't think it's a bad idea. Actually, I think you're better off, because when you look at the numbers of kids who were homeschooled, they do better scholastically, they do better socially, they do better when they go out into the working world. School is a fucking nightmare, and the federalization of the Department of Education was a fucking huge plot against the American people. Believe it or not, that's up to you. But when you look at the results it yielded, the fact that you had to be slowed down by the slowest kid in every class, fucking nightmare. The flip side is they don't want you homeschooling your kid because you might teach your kid, you know, your morals and your ethics. We can't have that. No. Can't have your kids being smarter than the politicians. That would be fucking wrong. I did watch Trump's presser, and I don't blame him for saying, okay, we're done and leaving, because he was being fucking badgered and harassed by some useless fucking Karen from Fake Newslandia. He answered the question, and she asked it again, and again, and again. What she was asking him is whether or not he supported Rittenhouse. I support Kyle. I think Kyle did everything fucking correctly. I also think if they weren't actively involved in bringing these shitbags in, allowing them to do this because they thought it was going to make political hay for them because Trump would look weak by letting them burn down their own cities. The lack of logic fucking defies me, but it's their logic, and so go for it. He's like, okay, we're done. See ya. And she's yelling at him, you need to come back here and answer these questions. Who the fuck are you talking to? Oh, it would have been so nice to see somebody from fucking the SS come up and put a little fucking zzz. As much as I hated the last shitbag, and the shitbag before him, and that other shitbag's father who was before the shitbag, you still don't get to disrespect the fucking president of the United States. It's just not. It should never be socially acceptable, but it should never be allowed to happen in the White House press room. But hey, the press fucking hates Trump, right? But there's no bias. It's not weaponized. There's no such thing as fake news. It's all Orange Man bad. Meanwhile, fucking Big Mike is out there pissing and moaning now. They abused it when it was the first lady. The fuck out of here. I've never seen so many people bend over backwards and suck a fucking pair of testicles in my goddamn life. Ugh. President Trump on Kyle Rittenhouse. He was trying to get away, and they violently attacked him, and he probably would have been killed. Correct, correct, and correct. And remember, the first idiot that got shot was because they were chasing him and throwing shit at him as he was trying to exfil out. I think it was because he put the dumpster fire out that they were trying to make the gas station explode with. And he's still the bad guy. Incidentally, it looks like the head wound to the little bald, whatever the fuck he was, pedo or wife beater or whatever, looks like that might have come from the guy off left of camera firing his gun at Kyle as he's exfilling. I love nothing better than watching these idiots shoot their own people. Granted, it didn't kill him. The kid that shot him, when the kid shot him in the pelvis and abdomen, he killed him. But the guy fucking deserved it anyway. It was a waste of fucking oxygen. Oh, this was fucking epic. Your supporters, and they are your supporters, shot a protester, not with paint, but with a bullet. He fucking lit that Karen up because she was bitching and moaning that how dare these Trump people show up and have a peaceful rally, and when they're attacked, when they're met by the peaceful protesters, they take out paintball guns and shoot people. Yeah, well, the day before, one of your supporters, your readers, shot one of the prayer patriots in the fucking street with a real gun. I don't give a fuck. Highly organized violent operators are behind recent riots in U.S. cities, says A.G. Barr. No fucking shit. Senator Rand Paul wants to know who is supporting him. Hey, Rand, I'll give you a hint. His initials are GS, and whatever organization he left behind when he died, that's who's doing it. De Blasio's New York City. Manhattan judge cold-cocked in broad daylight by cyclist while walking to work. And when you read the article, it says things like a male and a man, which is, of course, code words for a person of color who's just peacefully protesting by driving by and punching this woman in the fucking face from his bicycle. That was probably liberated because of reparations. Biden says, do I look like a radical socialist with a soft spot for rioters? Joe, you look like a demented old man who doesn't know what any of those words mean. You need to tell whoever's got the fucking mic feed to your earpiece, pablum it down a little for you, pal. Antifa killer Michael Reinhold brought 11-year-old daughter to protest with him at Wheeler's apartment the night before he murdered the Trump supporter. Just a good dad, just teaching the girl basic family values. Communism good, Orange Man bad. We must kill people who we politically disagree with because we can't beat them in arguments. Biden's in Pittsburgh, and somebody gets out and heckles him and says, hey, Joe, you finally got out of the basement. St. Louis cop killer identified 43-year-old Florida convict Thomas Kinworth. At this point, the chair had never cooled down. You realize that, right? We could have a revolving fucking seat on that damn chair. As they're taking one off, you can load the next one on. It is fucking ridiculous out there. Kaylee does a really, really nice job today in her presser. I like the little blonde girl. She's a fucking pit bull. She takes shit from nobody. Kaylee McEnany mic drop on the Democrats attacking President Trump over the riots. That's like the arsonist blaming the firefighter. 100% correct. Trump has offered more than once to go out and clean these shitbags out, And what do the governors and mayors say? No, it's a fiery but most peacefully protested environment. Last time I checked, this wasn't a bunch of hippies sitting around with guitars singing Kumbaya around a fucking bonfire. Basically illegal in America now anyway, because God forbid you should have a bonfire. Must be some sort of ist. So we went over the COVID numbers actually not being anything near what they're talking about. You're about 10 shades too motherfucking dark. They don't want you on the force either. BLM activist taunts black DC police officer. Okay. Black lives matter. Don't a black guy. He's too black to be a cop. Okay. FDA chief floats idea of fast-track approval for eventual vaccine. Fuck you, nobody is taking that. You realize that now, right? Not a shot in hell anybody's putting that needle in their fucking arm. Not even Captain Corona, and we know Plandemic Karen. She is having none of that. I'm proud of my sister, though, for waking up. It fucking kills me now. Only a few dozen people show up outside Biden's big speech in Pittsburgh. When they show you the picture inside, they have all the circles drawn on the fucking floor and shit so you can socially distance appropriately. 7 news organizations. You want to guess which 7 they are? Biden blames Trump for left-wing riots, speaks gibberish about COVID in Pittsburgh speech, then leaves without answering questions. Joe doesn't answer questions. Joe just makes more questions happen. The number one being is, you really thought this was your best fucking option? This is your number one guy? Ex-Democrat said Democrats threatened to make his life difficult if he didn't toe the line. I am not fucking surprised. These people blackmail each other like it's a fucking game. DC Circuit Court denies mandamus in General Flynn case. Rules against Flynn case dismissal. Gee, I wonder who appointed those fucking judges. No crime has been committed. The prosecution said, no crime has been committed. We need to drop the case. The only person who wants to keep the case going is the judge who's sitting on it, who got his job from... That's right, the Kenyan-in-Chief. Go fucking figure. Keep America divided, people. Media blackout. White lives don't matter. Black man randomly attacks white man with a brick in Baltimore. Who's stoking the fucking zombies into action here, folks? Think about it. Survivor of Portland Antifa street execution speaks out. They hunted us down. They recognized our Patriot prayer hats. Should have shot back. Victims live longer when they return fire. Trump campaign knocks on 1 million doors a week. Biden camp is knocking on 0. Nobody knocks on my door, though. Too smart for that. The CDC doesn't want the truth out about COVID-19. If they did, they'd be more transparent. They're supposed to be answering to Health and Human Services now, aren't they? Wasn't that the fucking deal? Is what it is. Alright, folks, we are actually going to get out under 20 today. I am impressed. You know that shit doesn't ever happen on this fucking channel. Once I get going, I don't shut the fuck up. So, thanks for swinging by. Always use the laughs that come with reading those fucking headlines. So much stupid shit. Oh, it kills me. Alright, folks, I will catch you on the next one. Thanks for putting some eyeballs on here. New folks, thanks for signing up. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. You can always get in contact with me on any of the 1,000,001 friggin' tags that are on the bottom of my videos. If you need anything, got a question, you just want to bullshit, hit me up. I'm always open. Guys, have a nice evening. Adios.